As we enter the later stages of life, from our mid-50s to our 80s, we are gifted with a remarkable opportunity for reflection. This period often brings a natural pause, a moment to look back on where we've been, to assess the road we've traveled, and to deeply contemplate where we still wish to go. We have faced triumphs, endured losses, and accumulated invaluable life experiences. Yet one of the most profound realizations we come to is this: time becomes our most precious asset. Unlike in our youth, where the years stretched out endlessly before us, we now recognize that time is finite. And with this recognition comes the need to live with intention. The hustle of work and the constant demands of raising children may be behind us, but a new challenge emerges. How do we continue to live fully, with purpose and meaning in the years we have left? The truth is, it's not about doing more. It's about doing what matters. It's about finding joy in the simple things, nurturing the relationships that sustain us, and contributing to the world in ways that resonate deeply with our inner selves. The following principles offer guidance on how to make the most of this invaluable phase of life, allowing us to live with clarity, intention, and peace. 1. Moderation and balance, the key to a fulfilling life. In our youth, we often heard about the importance of balance, but it's only as we grow older that the true meaning of this wisdom becomes clear. Life, at its core, is about balance, between action and rest, between giving and receiving, between striving and simply being. The philosopher Aristotle famously said, "Moderation in all things," and this advice is especially vital now. In our working years, we may have been consumed by career, driven by a relentless desire for success or security. But as we age, a new form of balance emerges, one that asks us to reprioritize. It's not about how much we achieve, but about the quality of our experiences, how we spend our days, and who we share them with in the richness of those moments. Take a moment to reflect on your life as it stands now. Are you giving enough attention to the areas that truly matter? Are you nurturing your health, both mental and physical? Are you spending enough time with loved ones? Do you still make space for joy, for laughter, for wonder? Moderation means ensuring that none of these areas are neglected. If you find yourself saying, "I don't have time," it's a clear signal that something is out of balance. The question that can guide you here is simple. If I only had 6 months to live, how would I spend my time? This exercise cuts through distractions and forces us to focus on what truly matters. 2. The Law of 3. Focusing on what truly matters. One of the greatest lessons aging teaches us is how to simplify. When we're young, our lives are often filled with a myriad of activities, obligations, and distractions. We chase after countless goals, some meaningful, some not. But as we grow older, it becomes clearer that only a few things truly make a difference in our overall happiness and fulfillment. This is where the Law of 3 becomes so powerful. It asks us to narrow our focus to the 3 most important things in any given area of life. 3. Desire and purpose. Reigniting the fire within. At this stage of life, many may wonder, is there still room for new desires, new ambitions, new goals? The answer is a resounding yes. If anything, our later years present the perfect opportunity to rediscover or even reignite those passions we may have set aside during the busier periods of our lives. For decades, we may have been consumed by the demands of work, raising a family, or meeting societal expectations. Now, with fewer external pressures, we have the freedom to ask, what do I truly want? The power of decision, choosing to live with intention. The older we become, the more we realize that life is shaped by the decisions we make. This may sound obvious, but in our earlier years, much of our time is spent responding to the demands and needs of others, be it children, employers, or society at large. As we enter the later stages of life, however, the power of decision shifts inward. We now have the freedom and responsibility to decide how we will live, who we will spend our time with, and what we will prioritize. 5. Discipline, the path to continued growth and fulfillment. We often think of discipline as something for younger people, those striving in their careers or pushing their bodies to new limits. But discipline is just as vital, if not more so, in the later stages of life. Without the structure of a daily job or the responsibilities of raising children, it's easy to let days blend together, losing track of time and purpose. However, maintaining discipline in our later years is key to living a fulfilling, vibrant life. 6th, determination, the will to overcome and thrive. Life at any age presents challenges, but as we grow older, those challenges can sometimes feel more daunting. Physical limitations may arise, health issues might emerge, and the loss of loved ones can create feelings of sadness or isolation. It's easy to feel as though life is slowing down, or that the best years are behind us. Yet, it is precisely in these moments that determination becomes crucial. Determination is what allows us to continue thriving, even when the road gets rough. It's the inner strength that tells us, I am not done yet. There is still more for me to experience, to give, and to enjoy. Remember, determination is not about denying the realities of aging. Rather, it's about embracing them with grace and courage. It's about pushing through difficult days, finding solutions to new problems, and continuing to move forward. 7. Focus and clarity, the importance of knowing what you want. One of the greatest gifts of aging is the clarity that comes with it. After decades of navigating life's complexities, we begin to understand what truly matters, and perhaps more importantly, what doesn't. This clarity allows us to focus on the things that bring us the most joy, peace, and fulfillment. 8. Legacy, crafting a meaningful impact for future generations. As we reflect on the lives we've lived, it's natural to think about the legacy we will leave behind. But legacy isn't just about what we leave in material terms. It's about the values, wisdom, and love we impart to those who come after us. It's about how we've impacted the world around us, and how our influence will carry on, even after we're gone. 9. Gratitude, cultivating a heart of appreciation for life's simple joys. As we grow older, one of the most powerful and transformative practices we can cultivate is gratitude. While younger years are often filled with ambition and striving for more success, more recognition, more material wealth, the later years offer the chance to slow down and appreciate what we already have. This shift from seeking to appreciating can bring immense peace and fulfillment. Gratitude is not just about saying thank you for the big things in life, but about recognizing the beauty in the small, everyday moments that often go unnoticed. As we age, our perspective shifts, and we begin to see that it's the little things, the warmth of the sun on your skin, the laughter of a grandchild, the taste of a favorite meal, that make life truly rich. Conclusion: embracing the gift of time. Aging is not the end of the journey, but rather a new chapter filled with potential and possibility. By focusing on balance, purpose, and clarity, and by maintaining discipline, determination, and a sense of legacy, you can make the most of the precious time you have. Remember that the quality of your life is determined by the quality of the time you spend. Each day is a gift, and by living with intention, you can continue to grow, contribute, and find joy in the years ahead. Your wisdom, your experiences, and your love are gifts to the world. As you move forward, know that the best is yet to come. The most powerful advice for this stage of life is simple: focus. Focus on what matters. Embrace your purpose, and leave behind a legacy that will inspire generations to come. In doing so, you will live a life of profound fulfillment, joy, and peace. Thank you for watching the entire video. If you find these stories inspiring and motivating, please comment 1. If not, comment 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Thank you for your valuable time. What's going on, everyone? It's your friend Tim, back again to talk about something that's been on my mind for a while now. I'm talking directly to those of us in the later stages of life. You know, the ones who've seen a lot, done a lot, and have a few gray hairs to prove it. And as we get older, something becomes clearer, something that's been tugging at my thoughts more and more. A lot of what we were told about life, about what would make us happy, what success looks like, and what it means to live a meaningful life, has been, quite frankly, a pack of lies. I know that sounds harsh, but stay with me. If you're anything like me, you probably spent most of your life doing exactly what you were supposed to do. You followed the roadmap laid out for you. You went to work, built a career, paid off the mortgage, raised the kids, and saved up for retirement. And now here we are, in those golden years. And I have to ask, was it all worth it? Was that life we were sold really the key to happiness? If we're being honest, a lot of us are starting to realize that no, it wasn't. That we've been chasing the wrong things for far too long. But what exactly were we chasing? And more importantly, what do we do about it now that we're here, staring at a future that may not feel as fulfilling as we thought it would? The illusion of stability. For most of our lives, we were told that stability was the key to happiness. That if we worked hard, stuck to a steady job, raised a family, and kept our lives as stable as possible, we'd be set. We were conditioned to believe that the safe path, the one with a solid job, a long marriage, and a house in the suburbs, was the surest way to secure happiness. That if we just kept everything in order, nothing would go wrong. And for a while, maybe that felt true. Maybe in our 30s and 40s, when we were raising kids, managing our careers, and paying off the mortgage, that stability felt like success. We were keeping it all together after all. But now, as we sit here in our later years, many of us are realizing that stability and happiness aren't the same thing. Stability, for all its benefits, often traps us in a cycle of monotony. It keeps us on a narrow track, afraid to venture too far out of the lines in case we lose everything we worked so hard to build. And when you look back, what do you see? For some, you see a life well lived. But for others, it's a life that felt safe, but also limited. Safe, but unfulfilled. Take a moment to ask yourself, did you pursue passions that made your heart race? Did you take time for yourself? Or were you always too busy making sure everything was stable for others? These are the questions that tend to come up in the quiet moments of retirement, when the noise of a busy life fades away, and we're left alone with our thoughts. We realize that maybe we leaned too hard on the idea of security, and in doing so, sacrificed the moments that might have brought us true joy. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with wanting stability. Stability can offer a strong foundation. But maybe, just maybe, we leaned a little too hard into it. Maybe we spent too much time worrying about playing it safe and not enough time taking the kind of risks that would have made us feel alive. We spent decades building a wall around ourselves to protect our stability. But the higher the wall, the more we boxed ourselves in. We forgot that true fulfillment often requires stepping out of that comfort zone, trying new things, and embracing the unknown. We've reached a point in life where we have the wisdom to see through the illusion of stability. We realize that the lie we were told, that stability equals happiness, was incomplete. Happiness is about so much more than keeping things the same. It's about growth, change, and the willingness to explore new possibilities, even when they seem scary or uncertain. The myth of success. Let's talk about success for a minute. For most of our lives, we were told that success looked a certain way. It was all about the job you had, the money you made, the house you owned, and the status you achieved. We were led to believe that success was something tangible, something you could measure. And like so many others, we bought into that vision of success. We worked hard, sacrificed our time, our energy, sometimes even our health, chasing those external markers of success. But now, here we are, with all the trappings of success, or at least what society told us success looked like. And yet something feels off. We've achieved the milestones we were supposed to achieve, yet we're left wondering, why doesn't it feel as fulfilling as I thought it would? The reason, I believe, is because we were chasing the wrong thing. Success, true success, isn't about the house, the car, the title, or the savings account. It's not about how much wealth you accumulate, or how high you climb on the corporate ladder. True success is about living a life that feels meaningful, purposeful, and aligned with who you are as a person. It's about spending your time doing things that bring you joy, that make you feel alive, that give your life meaning beyond the material. Yet for decades, we were taught to believe that success was a one-size-fits-all formula. We were told to measure our lives against a standard that didn't take into account our individual dreams, our personal definitions of fulfillment. And now, in the quiet of our later years, we're starting to see that success should have been defined by us, not society. Think about it. How many of us sacrificed our passions for the sake of success? How many of us pushed aside our dreams because they didn't fit into the traditional mold of what success was supposed to look like? And now, after all these years, we're realizing that those sacrifices didn't necessarily bring us the happiness we were promised. The lie we were sold is that success is about more. More money, more status, more things. But as we've grown older, we've come to see that success is actually about less. Less attachment to material possessions, less focus on what others think, and more focus on the simple joys of life. The time spent with loved ones, the experiences that touch our souls, the moments that make us feel alive. And the beauty of this realization, it's not too late to redefine success. It's not too late to live the life you want. Even now, you can still pursue your passions. You can still create a life that feels meaningful, even if it looks different from the one you've been living. The key is letting go of the lie that success is about external validation and embracing the truth that success is personal. It's about what brings you joy and fulfillment. The lie about retirement. One of the biggest lies we were told was that retirement was the ultimate goal. Work hard, save up, and one day you'll get to retire and finally enjoy life. The golden years, they called it. But now that many of us are in retirement, we're starting to realize that it's not the magical phase of life we were promised. Retirement, for many, is not the dream vacation we envisioned. Yes, there's more free time, fewer obligations, but the excitement doesn't last forever. The initial freedom can quickly give way to feelings of emptiness. The truth is, after spending decades in the workforce, many retirees struggle with the lack of structure and purpose. We spent so long being defined by what we did, our careers, our roles as parents or spouses, that when those roles are no longer front and center, it's easy to feel lost. I've had conversations with friends in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s who tell me that retirement isn't as fulfilling as they thought it would be. Some of them miss the structure and social interaction that work provided. Others feel a sense of restlessness, like they're waiting for something to happen but don't know what it is. And for others, there's the reality that their health or finances aren't what they expected them to be, which makes enjoying retirement even harder. The truth about retirement is that it's not a one-size-fits-all solution to life's problems. Just because we've reached retirement doesn't mean life automatically gets easier or more enjoyable. In fact, for many, retirement is a time of reflection, sometimes painful reflection, on what they could have done differently. It's a time when we realize that if we weren't happy before retirement, we're not going to be magically happy just because we don't have to go to work anymore. But here's the good news. Retirement is also an opportunity. It's an opportunity to reinvent yourself, to focus on the things that bring you joy, to rediscover passions you might have set aside years ago. It's a time to try new things, meet new people, and create a life that feels meaningful, even if it looks different from the one you thought you'd be living at this stage. Retirement isn't the end of the road. It's a new chapter. And like any chapter, it's up to you how you want to write it. So instead of seeing retirement as the finish line, see it as a fresh start. Use this time to focus on what truly matters to you, not what society said should matter. The pursuit of happiness. One of the biggest lies we were told is that happiness is something we can earn, something we achieve after we've checked off all the right boxes. Get the right job, the right house, the right amount of money in your retirement account, and then you'll be happy. But as we've learned by now, happiness doesn't work like that. Happiness isn't something that comes at the end of a long journey. It's not a destination you reach once you've done everything right. Happiness is something we create every day. It's something we find in the little moments, in the people we love, in the things that bring us joy. And the biggest mistake we made was putting off happiness, thinking it was something we could achieve later, after we've done all the hard work. Many of us spent years, decades even, believing that once we had enough money, once we retired, once we reached a certain milestone, happiness would come flooding in. But what happens when you reach that milestone and happiness doesn't show up? What happens when you find yourself with all the things you thought would bring you joy, and yet there's still an emptiness inside? The truth is, happiness was never about the milestones. It was never about the achievements or the possessions. Happiness is found in the everyday moments, the laughter shared with a friend, the warmth of the sun on your face during a walk, the quiet contentment of a good book or a favorite song. It's found in the connections we make with others, in the time we spend doing things that matter to us. And here's the most important thing: it's never too late to find happiness. No matter how old you are, no matter where you are in life, you can choose to be happy. You can choose to focus on the things that bring you joy. You can choose to let go of the things that don't serve you anymore. The pursuit of happiness isn't something that ends when you reach a certain age. It's a lifelong journey, and the best part is you're in control of where it takes you. The fear of change. One of the reasons we stayed on the path we were on for so long is because we were afraid of change. We were afraid of stepping off the beaten path, afraid of what people would think if we did something different. Society teaches us to fear change, to value stability, to stay in our lane and not rock the boat. But as we've grown older, we've come to realize that change is an inevitable part of life. It's not something to fear, but something to embrace. In fact, change is often the very thing that leads us to growth, to new experiences, to a deeper sense of fulfillment. When we resist change, we're really just resisting the opportunity to live a more authentic and fulfilling life. Think about it. How many times in your life have you resisted change, only to later realize that the change was exactly what you needed? Whether it was a job you didn't want to leave, a relationship you stayed in too long, or a routine that felt safe but unfulfilling. Resisting change often keeps us stuck in a place that no longer serves us. And yet, here's the truth. It's never too late to change. It doesn't matter if you're 60, 70, or 80. If something in your life isn't working, you have the power to change it. Whether it's your mindset, your daily routine, or the way you approach relationships, change is always within your reach. In fact, embracing change is one of the most powerful things you can do as you age. It's a way of saying, I'm still here, I'm still growing, I'm still open to new experiences. And in that openness, you'll find that life continues to surprise you in the best possible ways. The legacy we leave behind. As we get older, a lot of us start thinking about the legacy we're going to leave behind. We start asking ourselves, what will I be remembered for? And once again, we've been sold a lie about what that legacy is supposed to look like. We were told that our legacy is about the things we accomplished, the money we made, the stuff we leave behind. But as we age, we come to realize that our legacy isn't about the material things. It's not about the house, the car, the career, or even the savings account. Our legacy is about the impact we had on the people around us. It's about the love we gave, the kindness we showed, the relationships we built. It's about the memories we created with the people who mattered most to us. Think back to the people who've had the most impact on your life. Was it because they were wealthy or successful? Or was it because they loved you, supported you, and made you feel seen and valued? The truth is, our legacy is measured not by what we achieved, but by how we made others feel. It's about the lives we touched, the hearts we opened, and the connections we made along the way. And here's the best part. It's never too late to start building that legacy. You don't need to have millions in the bank or a long list of accomplishments to leave behind something meaningful. You just need to be willing to show up fully in the lives of the people you care about. You need to be willing to spend your time in ways that bring you joy and make the world a little better, even if it's just in small, everyday ways. Because in the end, that's what really matters. It's not about the stuff we owned or the titles we held. It's about the people we touched, the relationships we built, and the love we shared. That's the legacy that will live on long after we're gone. Final thoughts. As we sit here reflecting on the years behind us and the years ahead, I want to leave you with one thought. It's not too late. It's not too late to find happiness. It's not too late to make a change. It's not too late to live the life you've always wanted. The lies we were told about what life is supposed to be don't define us. We have the power to break free from those lies, to rewrite the script, and to live a life that feels meaningful and fulfilling on our own terms. So as we move forward, let's stop chasing after the things that don't matter. Let's stop living for other people's expectations. Let's start living for ourselves. Because in the end, the only thing that really matters is whether or not we found joy, meaning, and love in the time we were given. Thank you for watching the entire video. If you find these stories inspiring and motivating, please comment 1. If not, comment 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Thank you for your valuable time.